Okay, we in Romans the 9th chapter because they say that you could be a spiritual Israelite, but Paul is clearly telling you that you could be an Israelite according to the flesh, who are Israelites, whom pertained, this is Romans 9:4, who pertain to the adoption and the glory. So now let's look at the adoption. Let's go back to Acts, the book of Acts, which is a chapter before Romans, Acts 5:29 through 31. Like I told you, if y'all learn the chosen scriptures, you pretty much can answer everything. Acts 5:29 to 31. Then Peter, who's the head apostle, and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey the Most High rather than men. And that's what you need to get in your minds. So your minds won't be polluted anymore. It will be cleaned up through the word. Your brain will be washed. But y'all saying, that's why perfect example. When you wash, you clean something. But when you're not clean, you pollute it. That's why I say your brain's been polluted. Most High polluted his inheritance by giving us to our enemies, these other nations. And as we went through captivity after captivity, believe me, we learned all the ways of the heathen until this day. That's why you can't let go of what the heathen told you. You got to say, from the religious instruction to the Negroes, the United States of America, or States of America, select you. And them telling you to turn to your neighbor and say this. Just what we're doing as Israelites. I've showed you that B-A-A-L represents and is, the first thing it said was L-O-R-D. So regardless, if you're not saying all praise to B-A-A-L, you saying all praise to B-A-A-L by saying L-O-R-D that they put in here because they know we went into captivity for our iniquity. We just read that. So what you think, they're going to show you the right way? No, they're going to, remember the devil deceived the whole world. The world of Israel. They already got everybody else mesmerized and a bunch of robots and robotees do this, they going to do it. They're in line to do whatever. Always been like that. This ain't something new. They always been like that. Talk about wicked Israelites. You know, 2/3 of our people. That's why you follow them, you going to hell right with them. Straight up. This might be your hell right now. And you trying to make it your heaven. This hell condition for us as the Israelites. This is what it said, Acts 5:29. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey the Most High rather than men. See, a lot of y'all obeying men. And y'all say you got to follow the law of the land. That's obeying men, what you do. But not everything that they say that's contrary to the laws of the Most High. The Most High of our fathers, who is that? Acts 3:13. Who's the Most High power of our fathers? Acts 3:13. The power of Abraham and of Isaac and of Jacob. The power of our fathers. See? The Most High say the power of Abraham, who had a son named Isaac, who had a son named Jacob, who became the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. There it is. When he says in verse 30 of Acts the 5th chapter, the power of our fathers, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. You can't go wrong with this. The power of our fathers, our is a personal possessive pronoun showing ownership. Raised up a Mashiach Yahushua, whom ye slew and hanged on the tree. We just read it. Crucify him, let his blood be on us and on our children. It's coming. That's what they said. Him after Most High exalted with his right hand to be a prince and a savior, for to give repentance to Israel. See? Not nobody else. And forgiveness of sins, because we were the ones that was given the laws. Remember we read that in Psalms 147, 19 and 20? So,
as joined.
this is what we got to look at. So that we can get the understanding of what this is saying. First and foremost, you got to be an Israelite according to the flesh, Paul is saying. Are they identifying what it says here? Because the flesh is your lineage. Your father's father. Everything is done in the genealogy of your father. Not your mother, but the father. Romans 3. So we dealt with the adoption. It says, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption. We dealt with the adoption and the glory. Salakia. So we got to deal with and the glory. Who's the glory given to? Matthew 19. Because we here dealing with, can I be a spiritual Chinese, spiritual Japanese, a spiritual Israelite? Can you be? We're answering this question right now. He said according to the flesh so far. We could have stopped right there, but no, we're going to go into it. Matthew 19 and 27. Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? Peter said, hey, I seen Peter's house, the foundation of it. Had a nice house, great house, I'll say. You know. He said, we forsaken all and followed thee. He said, what we going to have therefore? This is what he said. Mashiach said, and Mashiach said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me, in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, he coming to sit in the throne of his glory for 1,000 years. Ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones. He told him he was going to sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. That's the glory of the kingdom. There it is. Matthew 25 and 31. Matthew 25, 31. When the Son of Man, who is a Mashiach Yahushai, shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, Revelation 9:16 says going to be 200 million. Then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. See? And before him shall be gathered all nations. It's judgment. And he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. I wonder why I say the sheep from the goats. As a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. Because the sheep, he said, are the 12 tribes of Israel. The 12 tribes of Israel. The sheep. He said in go back to Matthew 15:24. He gonna divide the sheep from the goats, right? Go to Matthew 15:24. But he answered and said, "This is Mashiach Yahushua, the anointed Savior. Say, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel." So we're going to divide the sheep from the goats. The Israelites, remember the remnant, the 1/3 of the 12 tribes of Israel, that's repented and keeping the commandments of the Most High, from the goats. Because it tells you in 2nd Ezra 6 and 9, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So Esau, the so-called white man, would have to be ruling at the end of the world. Just like he's ruling during the time of the Mashiach Shai's speaking right here. It's a Roman Empire. It was the Greek Empire and it was the Roman Empire. Same people, just changed the name from Romulus and Remus, who was raised by a she-wolf. And Romulus say, hey, I want the people to name, the Edomites' name to be named Romans. He said, no, leave it like it is. And Romulus killed his brother, Remus, so the name became Romans. Just like Cain killed Abel, right? And Esau made a vow as you go through these lessons that I brought for Esau and Edom and wicked Israelites. Esau said, we're going to bury my father Isaac. And once I bury my father Isaac, I'm going to kill my brother Jacob. He didn't do it, but that was a vow, he said. These people are the same people, represent Esau, the Edomites. That's what they're doing. That's why we read Zechariah 11 and 5, whose oppressors slay them and hold themselves not guilty until this day. So Shai said in Matthew 15:24, but he answered and said, I am not sent, the Most High sent him, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. You see? So he put the sheep on his right hand and the goats on the left. Who the goats? Daniel 8:21. Daniel 8:21. We done read about the end in Wisdom of Solomon. Don't forget. So that's why you got to continue to remember the story as it's being told to the Spirit of the Most High. Remember what they're going to say when salvation is coming on this earth? We rid ourselves of the way of wickedness and destruction. We have gone through desert where there lay no way. As for the way of the Most High and Shai, we have not known it. Point blank, that's known as past tense to then. When salvation is coming on this earth, righteousness is being set on the earth. That's what they're going to say. But y'all say they drafting in? They spiritual Israelites? And you a spiritual Israelite because you've been programmed as a robot or a robotee to believe what they have said? When they said, we read in Psalms 58:3, the wicked, who the Most High said he made all things for himself. Yeah, even the wicked for the day of evil, deceiving the whole world, and the wicked lied from the womb. Come on. Make it mean something different. Daniel's 8:21. And the rough goat, here go the goats, is the king of Grecia. You go to 1 Maccabees 1:1, it tell you that's Alexander the Greek. And the great horn of power that is between his eyes is the first king, who is Alexander the Greek. The first king of who? The Edomite nation, whose forefather is Esau. They became Edomites, mean Edom, Rome, the red people. That's different shades of red. That's what he's saying. And a rough goat is the king of Grecia. And the great horn that is between his eyes is the first king, which is Alexander the Greek. That's why the Most High said, like I said, Esau is the end of the world. 2 Ezra 6:9. And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. We got next forever, y'all. So now when you go to, that's why the Most High told us in Revelations 18:4. It's no different. I mean, it's saying the same thing. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people. The Most High's people are the children of Israel, 12 tribes of Israel. That ye be not partakers of her sins. You think it's not important to follow the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High? Sin is what? We defined that already. 1 John 3:4. Sin is the transgression of the Most High's laws that he wrote with his finger, the work of the Most High, that you saying you ain't under. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues. You hear that? Most I say you plaguing this place. It's going to be plagued. How you going to stop what the Most High is saying? How you going to be a part of it? That's why he plaguing this place. More people done died, y'all, than I ever seen in my life. I've given out more condolences than ever. And I've been on social media for years and years and years and years. That you receive not of her plagues. Most High plague in this place. He said going to be plagues on this earth. Bill Gates said it's a plague that's coming that's worse than this plague that we dealing with. How they know that's coming? How do you know plagues are coming? The Most High said he going to bring it. Remember he said, hey, Most High, let's go back to Proverbs. They in order. A lot of y'all don't understand it, but you're going to understand it today. Proverbs 16:4, all praise to the Most High. About so much I say the Most High have made all things for himself. Yeah, even the wicked for the day of evil. So that's what they're going to do. Look at all, I mean, they said 10,000 cows died. 10,000 cows, and they showing them row after row after row after row. 10,000 cows died in one place, and more thousands in another place. They say some died from the sun. Come on now. So the Most High making sure that he fulfill what it is that he has written. They paying, I heard they paying the farmers 1.5% more to destroy the crops. And if they bring them to market, they're going to get 35 cents less a pound. So what you think they're doing? Destroying the crops. They get 1.5 more than they normally would get. Now, that's the crops. Fruits and vegetables, right? Now, in grain, you're looking at the meat being destroyed. This is what the Most High said. Real quick, go to 2 Ezra 15. And let's look at verse 18. Because it's going to be martial law. It talks about all this. And everybody going to be doing what they want to do. They don't regard no president, vice president, military, police, nobody. Verse 18 of 2 Ezra 15th chapter. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Right? A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods. Rob take everything you have. That's what Most High said. Remember we said Jeremiah 30:16? They that spoil thee shall be a spoil. They that prey upon thee shall be a prey. Listen, this is what they're going to do. It's why the judgment is, in fact, justified. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread. Biden said it's going to be famine. He said it's going to be food shortage. You didn't hear him? Don't you see it happen? He said because of the lack of bread. Tell me the Most High word ain't true. Because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Oh yeah, that's why my Shai said, look, this is all about population decrease. That's what they're about. That eugenics, that's what they're about. Population decrease. You better read those Geiger stones in Georgia. Better look into it. It's all about population decrease. Matthew 24 and 22. Marshall Shai warned us. He said, this during our time, he said, and except those days that we are now should be shortened. If the Most High didn't shorten the time, there should no flesh be saved. You hear that? There should no flesh be saved. They trying to kill everybody they can. They don't care nothing about people. And some people, the Most High says, no people. They ain't even people. We're people. We are people near unto the Most High. We read that in Psalms 148:14. Praise ye the Most High. He said, gonna give us, look, I don't want to just say something I can't back up. Look at Deuteronomy 32:21. Oh, praise the Most High. When you turn and you go right there about some of us at the other side. It says, no, Salakia, I'm still off. But still praise the Most High about show my shot Kelvin side. That was numbers. Look what he said. All praise the Most High. Deuteronomy 32:21. They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not the Most High, by following all these idols of these other nations. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities, things that have no power. Like y'all call it on L-O-R-D, and y'all still saying G-O-D, which is dog spelled backwards. And I gave you the definition of dog, you see. They have moved me to jealousy. The Most High is talking to us with that which is not the Most High, by following all these religions and so forth. Like I say, answer the question. You know, are your religions keeping the moral laws, the civil laws, the dietary laws, the ceremonial laws of the Most High? What's the next ceremony that we're supposed to come together and honor? And all you Israelites should know. No matter what church or congregation you involved in or camp, you should know the next time that there is a holy convocation. Should know these by heart. You should want to know. Inquire. Any questions? Nope. You better be knowing. That's why that's sin. You don't do it. You know, all y'all done missed all these different holy days, and it's sin. Being written in the book against you. Oh, y'all played it out. That's why I say y'all don't fear the Most High. But when he bring the tornadoes and the storms and the hurricanes and places that, and earthquakes in diverse places, oh yeah, when the earth starts shaking and you be moving around and you don't know what, you see things flying around just coming at you and you don't know what to do, and you ain't under by no table you can get under to protect yourself, oh, you gonna think about it. Oh yeah. Then you're gonna be talking, oh, Most High, oh, you're gonna be crying to him then. It's gonna be too late. That's why you better understand what he's saying. He said, they have moved me to jealousy. Most High's name is jealous, y'all. That means you do something, he get jealous in what we do. They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not the Most High. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities, and I will move them to jealousy. We here because, I tell you, everybody ain't a people in the eyes of the Most High. He said, I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. There it is right there in the word. Well, what are they? I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. What are they? They're not a people. I know one thing. When I looked up human means monster. Beings. Like y'all always say, then y'all come up with, oh, human means, you know, the Israelite man or the man of color or whatever. No, human, initially, their definition, Human, means monster. Monster beings. Keep that in mind. Because it says, and I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. Here we are, right now. Everything's going down. It ain't going up, it's going down. And the Most High gonna bring this world down. You gonna bow down now, you gonna bow down later, but you gonna bow down to the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Point blank. You gonna bow down now, you gonna bow down later, but you gonna bow down. Straight up. And to a Mashiach Yahushua. Don't think you're not. You think you can fight the Most High. A lot of y'all probably think you can. They preparing to fight him. They preparing to fight him. Look. Go to Philippians 2 and 9. And 10. Wherefore the Most High also have highly exalted him. That's a Mashiach Yahushua who the Most High has highly exalted. And given him a name which is above every name. Most High's done this. Giving him a name which is above every name. That at the name of a Mashiach Yahushua, every knee shall bow. Of things in heaven. Oh, you more important than the angels? Of things in heaven. And things in earth. We in the earth. And things under the earth. They got things under the earth that man ain't seen. And that every tongue should confess that Mashiach Yahushua is the power to the glory of the Most High, the Father of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, point blank. So you're going to bow down now, you're going to bow down later, but you're going to bow down. Trust me. Believe this. Going back to Matthew, I digress. Matthew 25 and 31. He said, when the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, 200 million angels, then shall he sit upon the throne, that's power from the authority of his glory. And before him shall be gathered all nations. What are you going to do? And he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. We done showed you through the Spirit of the Most High that the goats are the Edomites. Right? First king, the rough goat, is the king of green. What's that symbol? The goat is the 5-point star with the, you got the two horns, you got the floppy ears, you got the horns, you got the floppy ears, and the goatee. 5-point star. That's their symbol. Look at the flag. Look at the what it is that they represent. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand and the goats on the left. That's when it say, come out of her, my people, come out of the sins that they're doing, the things that are against the Most High's laws that he made. You know? The things that they do that are contrary to the Most High's rules and regulations. But you got to know his rules and regulations, which y'all taught y'all not under the rules and regulations of his laws. So therefore you don't know. You are part of them. You join into them. Because you following exactly what they would have you to do and what it is that they have set up for you to go to hell with them. To be tormented where the worms never die and the fires never quench with them. Because they know. Look, I read it over and over again. It says Edom in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary figures primarily in the prophetic scriptures as a scene of great future judgment. They give scriptures to back it up. Isaiah 34:5-6 and Isaiah 63:1. You can read down from there and it tell you it's Edom. You know. It says she is the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy, which is not getting something you do deserve from the Most High. I mean, they're going to get what they deserve from the Most High. But it says she's the only neighbor of the Israelites. This is what the Edomites wrote. We ain't write this. Right here. In the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. A lot of y'all might think I'm making it up, so let me show you. Because you say you want to keep something from us, you put it in the book, right? So I don't believe that. This is what the so-called white man said. We ain't, I ain't make this up. Let me show you right here. It's right here. You see it right there? Read it. You can read it for yourself. Right there. See, it's dealing with, see right there? It's dealing with Edom, or Edomites. You see it? So, wait a minute. It's over here. You see it? So that's the definition. According to the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. That's what they wrote. That's what they said. So, that's why I say, come out of her, my people, that you receive not of her sins. You be not partakers of her sins, right? So now, if you part of her sins, why you go to Isaiah 13 and 14 and 15, this is what it says. This judgment. It says, and it shall be as a chased roe, chased deer, and as a sheep that no man can give up. They shall every man turn to his own people. Everybody gonna be turned to their own people, and flee every one into his own land, right? They're gonna go to their own land. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through at this time that the Most High bring this judgment on. Listen, and every one that is joined unto them, that's why the Most High said, come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of sin. So you join unto them, shall fall by the sword. Making me something different. What he's saying. So that's why he say, go put the sheep on the right hand and the goats on the left. Going back to Matthew 25 and 33, and he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Then he say, then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, come ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. We done read in 2nd Ezra 7th chapter, and 2nd Ezra 6th chapter, how Most High made the world for our sakes, the 12 tribes of Israel's sake. As it is written, we read that already tonight. It says, Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come ye, blessed of my father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. See? So now, when you look at verse 32, it says, And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another. Why do you think he say he's going to separate them if everybody can be joined together? He said, those joined to them going to fall by the sword. Any way, shape, or form. You have the same mindset as them, you're going to fall by the sword. If you are joined to them in holy matrimony, however you want to say it, going to fall by the sword. Any way you look, any way, shape, or form, because most of us said don't get with these other nations because they're going to turn your mind away from following him. That's why a lot of you can't follow this truth because you already been indoctrinated. You ain't but a bunch of robots and robotees. You following just what they want. What the most I say don't do, y'all do it. Y'all the same ones that went to the king in the Greek Empire, said, and asked him for a license to sin. And did the things that they were doing. You followed the way of the heathen. Long before now. But look at Deuteronomy 32, 8 and 9. Most High is not with integration. And that's okay. Because, first and foremost, for us to be able to have love for ourselves, we got to learn this. We got to learn these scriptures. You know? This ain't got to have nothing to do with us coming back together to understand what the Bible is saying. You know, because we ain't did nothing. We ain't bust the great. Talking about rise Israel. We ain't bust the great. Every time we try and do something, what they do, destroy us. I just found out they got cities that they came and put underground, killed everybody, killed all of us. Israelite cities, right here in America. People rolling around on their boats underneath that lake is one of our cities. Many times they did like that. Come on. That's why it's a price to pay. But it's their world right now. Deuteronomy 32, 8 and 9. This is what the Most High said. When the Most High, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, divided to the nations, divided, not integrated, but divided to the nations. That's why Mashiach said when he come back, he going to separate the nations. When the Most High divided to the nations, their inheritance, their lands that they would live in. When he separated the sons of Adam, because we all the sons of Adam, usually come from Shem, Ham, and Japheth, Noah's sons, who are descendant of Adam. He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. So he set the bounds of the people, the other nations, according to the 12 tribes of Israel. For the Most High's portion is his people. Who's his people? Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel, became the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, is a lot of his inheritance. See? That's why when he come back, he got to separate on this, because this is a great melting pot right here in America. So we're going to separate all the nations, one from another, as a shepherd divided the sheep from the goats. Set the sheep on the right hand and the goats on the left hand. So it don't matter if you are the elite of the Edomites or not, or you following them and them having you follow them to hell in torment and destruction that is written in the Bible that they know. Why would they put that in the Bible? They're the only neighbor of the Israelites that's not given any promise of mercy from the Most High in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary and in the Bible, because they give you scriptures to back it up. Isaiah 34, 5 and 6 and Isaiah 63, 1 down. I'm not going there right now because I'm just dealing with, you know, what it is our topic is, you know. Can I be a spiritual Japanese? Can I be a spiritual Chinese? Can I be a spiritual Israelite? No, you got to be an Israelite according to the flesh, born from the womb as an Israelite. Now, Acts 1, go to Acts the 1st chapter. The 6th verse, after Mashiach died, rose on the 3rd day, walked the earth for 40 days. He was asked something in Acts 1, the 1st chapter, the 6th verse. Let's see what he was asked. Since y'all say the kingdom coming to everybody, let's see what they said. Acts 1 and 6. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Mashiach. See how they put that L-O-R-D there? And y'all love to say it. Which is, let me show you again. Because some of you, y'all might not, y'all just look at, y'all might just see this particular number of the lesson that I'm bringing forth. So I want to show you again what BAAL means. You see it? Uh-oh. Salakia. There it is. Spirit showed me what's wrong. There it is. See? See what it means? Lord. That's in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. And other dictionaries. Let me see. Let's see what the New Unger's Bible Dictionary says. It's gonna be there. Trust me. I don't know. I haven't checked this one out, but let me see what it says. Oh, there's first word too. Oh, yes, there. Look. It's the New Unger's Bible Dictionary. Dang, it's falling apart. There it is. See? Can you see that? You see it there? Can y'all see that? See? Lord. Any way, shape, or form that they can have you not call on the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Let's see what they asked him. Acts 1 and 6. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Mashiach, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel?